Good afternoon. How y'all doing this afternoon? This is Out of the Mud presents the magnificent greatest Mayfield show. And I want to bring on the special co-host for the day, George F. Grundy II. And what we want to talk about is the direction that Out of the Mud is going on this year, where we're going. But before we talk about where we're going, we got to talk about a little bit of the history of Out of the Mud and why we formed Out of the Mud and why we do what we do for the community. Um, we're not selfish. Me and George met, and we're not selfish people. You know what I'm saying? We want to help people, and that's what we do, and that's what we demonstrate on a day-to-day basis, figuring out how we can help ourselves, but also along the way help other people. And I think sometimes in our community that get misconstrued of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to do for the community. And a lot of people, we want to be um used but not misused, right? So with that being said, George, we was talking about something earlier, and it made a lot of sense to me, and I kind of wanted you to talk about that while we online.
Uh, so I was speaking about the Plato's allegory of the cave. In our community, folks are linear. They stuck in a position mentally, and they don't want to change that position because they believe that it works for them, and it may because of comfort reasons, but not in reality reasons. And so with the allegory of the cave, it's you got three people that are chained up looking at the wall, and every image that they see is from the silhouette of a fire. One of the people gets free, and then they go out and they see that these silhouettes are more than just silhouettes. It's actual people. It's a reality that they didn't understand. And now that they see that reality, they try to go and awaken or to inform these other folks to just turn around. If you just turn around, you can see that there's so much out here than just what we've known. So lining that up with what we experience as black men doing business and trying to do business with black folk, people get we wake people up, and then they run off like cheetahs real quick and fast because they got a little bit of freedom of mind, and now they just explode, and it's just like overwhelming, and they like, oh, I don't need you no more. That's great, that's what we want, but there was a plan, there was an agreement, there was we were working on building so we can build community, so we can do something to help not just us but you and others around us, because our community is always going to look and be and act like it is if we continue to do the same stuff, because insanity is doing the same thing over, expecting different results, but you don't get it.
So that was great the way you put that. And another thing, what we're trying to do, we're trying to actually build in the community. So we're not in competition with anybody. We want to see all of y'all do good, because if we didn't, we wouldn't invite certain people down here to utilize our studio and to grow with us. So we definitely ain't on nothing like that. But when we look at it, it's like it's no one really motto on what we're trying to do. And it's no and you gotta have a good heart to even think about what we're trying to do, because like we bring people down here to our studio to look out for them, to engineer even though it's live, which takes a lot of work, put it out there, share content with each other, so that way we can try to get followers, y'all can try to get followers and do something good. And it's just, you got to have a good heart to do that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not even trying to do what other people trying to do. We have a bigger scope of what we're trying to do, but what we are trying to do is bring people together. So that being said, um, moving into the futures, we're not going to keep talking about the past. That's just what it is. Moving on into the future. Uh, if we invite you to Out of the Mud, you come down to Out of the Mud. Um, moving on, it's going to be some contracts. We have contracts now, and they have to be signed. And because if you got good intentions, and you don't want to, you want to do the right thing with us or do the right thing in the community, we structured right. We structuring ourselves right. So we're gonna have that paperwork. And
And we've always had it. We just didn't. We wanted to give people the opportunity and ability to not feel restrained, or to have to know that, the gentleman's contract, knowing that we about our word, you be about your word.
yeah, but we tried that a lot last year, and it
We
really
did.
didn't work. George. It didn't, and George had been we had been talking about implicating it, but we didn't want to put that paperwork in certain people's face because it's like you don't want to scare people away, and then you don't want people not to understand what's really going on. And we're givers, and a lot of people that we now I ain't gonna say a lot, but some of the people we deal with are takers, and that's okay. A lot of people take, and that's cool, but at the same time it's time to stop taking and start giving also and building. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, a lot of millionaires, a lot of companies, they didn't get there by themselves. They didn't get there by themselves. They had a team. We're trying to build a team. A lot of us already got the same goals. We pretty much trying to do the same thing in the community as far as with this media voice, right? Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, we're all trying to build and make money off the internet and offline. And we can get together and do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't think we better than nobody else, but what I do know is a lot of companies is built off of the people, but really what matters is location. Location, it don't really matter, but it's a big thing in business having a great location where people feel comfortable coming and showing up. So it's like we offer that. That's how McDonald's started. They started just on franchises buying locations. Then they decided to put food and burgers and all that, but basically it was just real estate. You know what I'm saying? So being downtown, being able to look outside this window, being able to know that whoever we want to come down here, we'd have had senators, we'd have had judges, we'd have had prosecutors, we'd have had
Congress
different
people.
people that felt Congress people that felt comfortable coming down here downtown to the studio to do things with us. And we're going to continue to have them people come out in the community and want to do things for us. And everybody who's has came through here, we wish y'all luck. We want to see y'all win. You know what I'm saying? And anybody, but we're on a different channel right now. And it's like the paperwork and the structure, has to be implicated now. So we don't mind working with y'all. We don't mind building with y'all. We don't mind letting y'all come down here and use the studio and be a part of what we're doing and engineering it. But at the same time, come with your heart into it when you come. Don't come down here thinking about how you gonna get down, how you gonna take, how you gonna finesse. Because at the end of the day, it's only gonna hurt you. You're not gonna go far doing that. We're going
Right.
far at 7 months, a year in what we're doing because we're pure at what we're trying to do and we're trying to help people. And we got to give all
And
the
let me
glory
add
to
this
God. Hold on, let
on
me
the
say
flip.
this before this. We got to give all the
Yeah.
glory to God because without Him, none of this would be possible. Now you can go and say what you're gonna say, George.
And going to the finessing and the counterpart. Look, me and James are from Flint for real. So we people done treated us all kinds of ways, and we survived all that stuff. We see it coming. Even if we don't see it coming, we realize it before it's too late, and we get it because that's how a lot of us, our environment showed us and raised us and taught us to be. But that's we changing that narrative and giving people the opportunity to help them change the narrative too, and do business together. It collectively, right?
Right. So I don't really think it's nothing we need to really harp on that much. We just wanted to let y'all know how we was feeling. We will be back up and running Monday, the beginning of the week. It's cold, we got stuff going on, and so we will be back Monday at full throttle. Um, any negotiations that we had on the table before this live is still on the table. If you want to come down here and grow, just know that um, we're gonna have to bring that paperwork out now because we tried it without it, and the handshakes and the smile didn't work all last year, 24. So 25, we can still do the handshakes and the smile, but you're gonna have to sign these contracts that we got to make sure that we're gonna build together for a while because that's what we're trying to do. Because if we wanted to be selfish, we could have just came in the game and did out of the mud and do the interviews that we were already doing. But we don't want to be selfish because we know we only can go so far by ourselves, and we need a team. And that's where we're trying to form in the city of Flint, a team. We want a different light shine on the city. You know, it's a lot of great people in the city. It's a lot of great things going on. But when you look around, especially in the media space, there's so much negativity is being portrayed throughout our city. And that's cool. That might sell for ratings, but we try to do as much positive things as we can and keep the community informed. You know, we wanted some good people that want to come down here and build with us, not try to misuse us and think this sweet because at the same time, we are from Flint. Like George said, we understand. We know when the finesse coming. I know when the finesse coming. I'm pretty sure my partner knows. So it's like, this ain't really that. We trying to look out, but it's not that. And don't ever get it twisted.
Right, 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 right. We want to do good business with folks. We want to change that. We're changing that narrative. We black men that have a media company that's not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, like T Sales would say. So uh, it- we doing the thing. We showing y'all what to do. And the other part I want to say is when others entities try to replicate what we doing, if they ain't trying to invest in what we're doing, then they ain't doing right because they just want to take and they don't want to go do good business. They just want to try to take something that they don't understand how it runs. They don't understand how we move. And some people they just want to sit around just so they can think they can get the sauce or get the ingredients, but they don't get it. Do they? Do they get it, James?
Not really. They don't get it because if they get it, it's so every I say a lot of things that's innovative. Like what we're doing, it's only so many people that come along and actually do something innovative. And and we can talk to them. And I would like to have some conversations with people that's real innovative to see what struggles and challenges that they faced along the way of getting their companies or their innovative ideas off the ground. And so being innovative is something different. It's rare. It's not that many people that actually pull it off. And um, we got some people on here talking about we got my mom on here. How you doing, mom? Hallelujah, amen. Give God the glory. Yes, we definitely did that. We got Kenyatta Dotson. Wait, what's happening? Oh, yes, of course. Makes sense. Aaron Anthony, good news to the U.S. Yeah, because it is good news, man. It's a lot of good news, and like I said, we're trying to build, and we're going to continue to build, and we're going to get our right team, and I appreciate everybody that's been an integral part of what we've been doing since we started. The people that have been here and then moved on, and the people that are still rocking out with us. We actually really sincerely, thank you. And thank y'all for y'all work and y'all help and also having the heart and seeing the vision. So we're not gonna give so my mom on here again, uh clapping. Kenyatta said we need to help each other. And yes, we do need to help each other. And that's kind of what our message was today. Because, some people hear an idea or you'll talk about something with somebody. And like George said, the next thing they do, they want to run off and go do it. And that's good. But one thing I had to learn, and I told George this before, and older person told me this because me and George was talking. I was like, I done came up with some great ideas and people just ran off with it. And then George said, man, me too. And I was like, well, you know what? This older guy told me this about, I want to say 7 years ago. He said, James, every idea that the Lord gives you is not for you. And when he told me that, I had to really sit back and sit with that and think about that. Like, what do he mean? So, that being said, with my leaning on my understanding of what that means is that if I sit up there and tell you about something that's a great idea that I might want to do and I can't do it or I'm trying to do it and you run off and do it, great. Because guess what? If it was an idea from me and it was given to me by the Lord and I couldn't do it, and now you doing it, that's a great thing. We all winning. It's beneficial. It's beneficial to mankind. That's great. That's what we want. So it's like, don't think that, if I tell you some things, because I didn't put a lot of people with ideas and saw a lot of things happen being in the background. So it, don't think that that idea wasn't for you if you was able to pull it off and I wasn't. And a lot of us die with ideas and dreams because we hold them so close to our heart. But sometimes it just be like the message for the people who believe in God. Sometimes it just be
That's a great idea, and I might want to kind. That's great.
you might
That's
you
what.
might want to talk about it and you might want to tell somebody something, and some people would be like, oh, you know what, that's probably a message right there, I needed to hear that. And it's the same thing with ideas. Sometimes you need to hear that. Sometimes another person need to run off because you can't do it. But if you die with it, it's not benefiting humanity or human us as humans, period. So we're gonna have to get away from that, and we're gonna
On,
have to just start building. We
on the other
gotta
side of that, though, on the other side of it, I'm a buck that a little bit. Is that in our community, in the black community specifically, folks always want us to give up our stuff without getting the proper anything from it. Like it's huge in the entertainment industry, music and stuff. Other cultures want us to give all our talent, entertainment, even in the science industry. When it came to creating and inventing things. So that's the one thing that we have to break the generational and the colonial curse on, is that we do stuff for free without getting what is due to us. Now, we givers and we love to give, but we also want to get what's properly due to us according to what the system has set up. So that's one thing that I do not want us to fall into, is that we give so much and then folks will, you should just feel good in your heart that you gave. No, I do. But also at the same time, I want to feel good in my pocket, and I want the people that help to feel good in their pocket that they gave too, and equally and fairly.
okay. We got a comment from Mr. Jordan. It says paperwork is critical as was started, and if you don't own it and you can't prove it, you can't profit because someone will profit off of your goodwill. And you're right about that. So um both of y'all got good valid points. It's just my chain of thought, because it's like I don't know about you, George, so far throughout this journey without this year, but I've been paid in full so far for the work that I didn't put in. And I could just put it like that.
Well, I'm
I've been
glad you.
paid in full as far as the blessings that rain down. So it's like I
Well,
have.
it's levels. That means there's levels. You talking about blessings and things of that nature. So that's great. There's an ultimate goal, and you know what the number is on the ultimate goal I'm looking
Yeah.
for. And so my thing is, when I can uh help change economically some things, then yeah, I'm thankful for my life, health, and strength. That's great. But I want this thing to be economically sound. So let me go into what I'm saying. So I got the nonprofit. They told me it wasn't going to be running. This is the 10th year that we've been operating, and we done killed it every year that we've been operating under Veterans and now, so on and such. The motorcade, all these different things that we just expanded and grown. But when it comes to the economics of it, nobody ever wants to say, "Hey, we see what you're doing. Here's some finance and some money." They always want us to spend money and to show and grovel and beg for money. And I don't beg for nothing. My thing is, when it comes to out of the mud, we're standing up. We're showing people how to stand up and how to create income and money for themselves based on the strategies and the things that are already preset in this media world. And so we're growing and getting to that thing, and nobody's gonna we ain't gonna. And I get what you're saying, but I ain't asking nobody for nothing because I'm already doing the work that's supposed to be done. We put in the work, we put in the effort, we're showing we've been consistent. Nobody's as consistent as us when it comes to anything media in the space that we in. Period. Nobody. I challenge anybody to tell me that they've been more consistent at with the last 7 months that we've been doing. Nobody has been more consistent than we have when it comes to this media thing. Nobody has put in the same kind of work that we have put in doing this stuff, or have the relationships. We have relationships with pretty much everybody. We can go on different platforms right now and share and spread, and got good relationships, and want to see them grow, and want to see them make money too. So yeah, the blessings are there through relationships, through the health and strength, but I'm looking for the money.
Okay, Rome wasn't built in one night. We're gonna get to the money. It takes time. We are a lot farther ahead of schedule. If
We
I
are
might say myself, we might be at least a year or 2 years uh on schedule, on track to get where we going. But everything that I ever did great in life, George, I had to plant that seed, and it took years for me to eat uh, off of the fruit that I grew. It didn't just happen overnight. This We 1 year into it. The money is coming, and that number, that
right,
magical number we talk about, is going to be there, but it's not going to happen overnight. We got to be patient. We got to be
right.
diligent. We got to keep building. We can pat ourselves on the back. Okay, now that's over with. Now it's time to get back to
Get
business.
back to the
Get
grind.
people in this studio. Get these contracts out of here. Out here, get people to sign them, and then really go to a whole nother level of what we trying to do. So if y'all
Exactly.
interested in building with Out of the Mud this year, because we only have about, actually, I want to say, two more spots left. So it's only so much that George can do, and he's done a great job these his whole year as a partner and behind the scenes, making sure that Out of the Mud is what Out of the Mud is. And he only can do so many people and engineer. I only can do so many people and engineer. And we left with two more spots left for the 2025 year to bring some people who really want to grow, who really believe in the vision, and who wants to go to the top and actually see that money with us. So, if y'all interested, reach out. Y'all got both of our information. If not, you can reach out through Out of the Mud on Texas. And if you see us out in public, just let us know, because I don't want the community to think after those two spots is gone, we acted funny. We don't want to let nobody else get down with us. No, we only have two more spots left, because we have a life too, and we got other things that we working on also outside of Out of the Mud. So two more spots are available. We could talk about the dates and times. After those two spots is full, Out of the Mud is done, and we're going to build with the team that we have for 2025. So first off, I want that to really be, I really want that to be out there, and I want people to understand that, because when the summer hit and people see us, hey, what's going on? It's going to be nothing happening, because we're building our team now, and we only need two more teammates, and we'll have what we need to actually go to the top and scale. So you got anything else you want to say, George, before we get up out of here?
Hey, look, we got the playbook, and we've been doing what we're doing. We work great as a team. It can't nobody break us unless we allow them to. And those that have tried have slipped and fall and bust their face. So we good right now. And then we have another great partner, Larry. So w- w- we the three headed dragon, and we doing our thing, and we growing.
Yeah, shout out to Larry Lott. He joined us back in December. He joined us at the beginning. Larry has the longest running show in Out of the Mud history since we've been formed. And we want to shout him out. He a good brother. He came in to bring some clarity to what we got going on, and to also help us grow. So big shout out to Larry Lot from Lots of Love. And yeah, it's gonna be a great 2025. It's gonna be naysayers, it's gonna be all of that. We done dealt with a lot of adversity already. We're gonna continue to deal with it. We're gonna continue to keep our skin tough. And once we get to that magical number, I don't know, hey, it's gonna happen. That's all I can say, G. So we've been
What's
on
what's what's the rest of the comments saying?
here. We got, 'em. We got, uh, 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 we got Wishing both of you gentlemen the best in all your success, and let me know the Cash App or donation platform. It may not be much, but I will give you what I can. God bless. Good afternoon, fellas. That's really a couple of more comments that we have. So yeah, we gonna be good. We gonna be good. We're doing what we need to do to set ourselves up in the positions. So we appreciate the support. What we do want y'all to do is we want y'all to subscribe. We
Like,
want
share,
y'all to
subscribe.
share.
Like, share,
We want
subscribe.
y'all to
Like, share,
engage
subscribe.
and pay more attention to what we doing. And if it's a show that
Yeah.
you like, show up, because sometimes, like he said, we humans. We want to start at a certain time. We want to do things certain days, but sometimes life's just life's. But while we're on, we do need that support. We do. Yeah, we need that support. So we'll
And
let you know.
shout out to Jordan. He hitting us up from Japan. He's in Japan right now.
Okay, okay. Well, shout out to Jordan. Then that's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man. See, we got a little reach on a lot of other places, but yeah, we will be getting back with y'all. We will be letting y'all what we need from the community as we continue to put out this great content and build in the community, and then we'll just go from there. But this has been the greatest Mayfield show, the magnificent greatest Mayfield show, and we got our boy on here, and George F. Grundy II, and we appreciate you being a special guest today on the show.
For
And
sure.
shout out to Larry, shout out to Out of the Mud, and shout out to the city of Flint, man. Shout out to y'all as being our supporters. Y'all to help us go real far this year. Like I said, we're a year or two ahead of our time with our numbers and our insights, and we want y'all to continue to help us build because we're not gonna make it without y'all.